Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry it's been a few days, but my husband ended up having to go to the ER and have his appendix out. So it's been quite exciting here in our house the last 36 hours. So we are hopefully getting back to normal, what our normal is now, and things will progress from here. So I thought that I would finally take the time to talk about the first 24 to 48 hours after Matthias's accident and what that was like for me as a mom. And I really wanted to talk about a thing called the Circle of Willis. It's absolutely amazing. So, when the accident happened, Matthias took the brunt of it right here. And so that popped his eye out of socket and he had those hundreds of all different kinds of fractures here. And it also caused his carotid artery to separate, but they stayed right next to each other, so it did not actually sever all the way through, causing an even bigger situation where he would have bled to death. So we were first thankful for the carotid artery not being severed all the way, but then we learned after he went into surgery and came out into recovery that Matthias is only 20 to 25% of people that have a circle of Willis. So what that actually means is that the arteries in your head make a complete circle. And so he's able to have the blood flow from the left side of his brain all the way around into the right side where he wasn't getting the blood flow anymore. And if he was not in that category of 20 to 25% of people that actually have the Circle of Willis, he would not have survived the brain surgery. So we are very, very thankful that he was blessed to be in that percent of people. My feelings during the first 24 hours, I kind of went into this just frozen mode, I would say, where my only focus was on my husband and our other children and our family, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, and then Matthias himself. So, initially, first, I just wanted him to make it through surgery. And when the neurosurgeon came out and said, things went well, he made it through, but the next 48 to 72 hours were going to be really crucial for his recovery. So it was like, okay, we got over the hump of he made it through. He's still with us. And I just kept telling myself, we can tackle anything that's going to come at us next. We can get through this together. And I remember just sitting with my husband, and we would walk away every once in a while during that surgery, and we would just hold each other and just tell each other that we needed to be there for one another, and this was one of the most important times that we really needed to be open and be a good support system for each other, because even though our family was there, it's still different when it's your child, and I just can't really explain how that feels. You just want to give everything up. I wanted to just turn myself over. I was making any bets and deals with God that I could, just to help us through. So when we were able to actually get back to see Matthias and just to be able to touch him was amazing. It just, I can't explain it. I think that's why I keep stumbling on my words. There's just absolutely no way to describe that feeling of relief. And we stayed by his bedside, and we prayed and prayed and prayed, and we got a phone call from our father at church, and we asked him to come down. And so he came, and we prayed over Matthias, and we did the anointed of the sick, and just really took that time to speak with our Father and pray, and we attended Mass in the church, and very thankful that church or hospitals have church masses and church and have chaplains that come around and speak to you. It was amazing to have that support, and to not feel like it was far away, and to really bring peace and to bring us closer to God as one. So we really appreciated that support. And, you know, people just kept saying to take care of ourselves, to sleep, to eat, to rest. And I kept saying, yes, yes, you know, I understand. I know I'm doing my best. I'm trying my hardest. And it was just something where I just something turned off inside of me, and my only focus was him. I didn't really feel like eating. I didn't feel like standing up. I just wanted to kind of sleep through things, and I wanted to just get to the next day and get to the next so many hours and get through. So I think everybody was, I know everybody in the medical field was very surprised when, when the next day came, the next day after that, and after that, and then, waking up and speaking, and it was just an event that was miraculous as a whole. I wish I had words to explain those feelings, but I think me being speechless may speak enough to people with trying to understand those feelings. When Matthias was in the accident, we asked him if he remembered anything before or anything during. And the medical staff told us in the intensive care that they see a lot of patients that many of times don't remember, and it's a blessing from God that there's just something inside of the person to keep them from remembering that traumatic experience. So he remembers the morning. He remembers everything before the car crash. And it truly is a blessing that he doesn't remember seeing the truck, seeing his dad turn in front of the truck and the truck hitting him, or his dad in the vehicle while waiting on the medical crew, or any of that. So we are definitely praising God that that part was removed. It wasn't even a piece in our recovery for him. He likes to listen to people telling stories to understand what it was like that day, who was there, what went on, what happened, the process. So I think sometimes he thinks that he remembers, but doesn't necessarily remember. Sounds like I'm needed and I'm going to have to go for the night. But Circle of Willis, research it. It is absolutely amazing that Matthias was blessed and part of that 20 to 25% of people that have that. So we thank God every day. And thank you for tuning in to my short video tonight. I have to go tend to the children. So thank you, and I will be back tomorrow.